Happy Monday morning. Happy Inspiration Pop-Up. Hello, welcome to everyone. How are you, Bridget?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very fine. I have a bit more time now for myself because it's holidays, summer holidays. And yeah, I have one job less. So it's so good to have more free time and to live my best life. That's the subject of today. How to live your best life. What is your first
So
hint?
on the weekend I was watching on Netflix. I think her name is Julia Hart, and it's a really good. So it's a story. It's her. She was a very orthodox, and she lived a very kind of religious, a repressed life, and she's now the CEO of I think it's a lead model agency, and she's kind of shoes. And anyway, she's kind of come into her own in her 50s. But the reason why I thought this was so important is because, living your best life is more than just kind of hoping and dreaming, and like there's things that you actually need to do. So part of that is letting go of the past and doing what makes you happy. But it requires work. It doesn't just happen.
Right. And also, we always say make freedom with your past, or I don't know, or make peace with your past, because if you always say, oh, it was not so easy in my childhood, and I did this, and I didn't have the chance, So you are always still like hold back from all these other stuff. And it told you something. It taught you something in a way for life. And this was my biggest change when I realized this, because I always said, but I wanted, it's not me, but I have chosen to be a teacher because it was a good job and I learned it, to go to university and all that. And it was the best, was what my parents advised to me, because they did the same path. No? And then you think, okay, you do what works and stuff like that. But when you realize that it's not yours, then do something else. I know it's very difficult to take a step out of this old path. No? But then if you embrace your past, then you think, okay, you learned this and this and this, what you can differently take to the new life, then it's so much easier and some other doors open. Right?
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons I got into coaching. And I don't know if that resonates with you as well, but I really believe that you can live your best life if you are willing to do the work on you and you're willing to put things in place. And you create a big vision. Like, I've got this vision, I want this retreat, but there's other things that I need to do in between in order to make that happen, because that's part of living my best life for me. So all these other little things are working towards that, and for me, one of those things is spending time in nature. I love being in nature, and I mean, I'm so lucky to live here in Hout Bay, because it's a huge part of that. I don't know if that's big in Germany, being in nature and being
out. Yes,
that big.
Yeah. When I was living in Freiburg, there, as all the people have this as a very big value in their life, to be in nature, because the Black Forest is so different, and you have so many, you have lakes, you have mountains, you have everything. And as well, like, to get connected to yourself, I feel you need to be close to nature and have the possibility to get out. I'm living close to the forest, even if I don't use it too much at the moment, but I know it's there. I can do it, and that's a very big thing. And another big thing is that there's a person who knows how to create a vision. It's Bridget, and she is so good at doing that. She helped me a lot, and I know now how it works as well. So this is such a big part, how to live your best life. It comes from the inside, and if you feel it as it is, as it was, or as if it was already here, then it's coming into your life. And when you also find little breaks in your day where you can do things that makes you happy, this is so important, because so many people, when they work too much, they always say, oh yeah, later I do what I love, and later I do what I love, and then 20 years are gone, and you think, what's God? And then, and you don't feel happy. Yeah. And what's the reason? Is it, I know that if you have a family, you have to earn money. That's no point, but you can, you can do it differently. No?
And what you do very well is new experiences. That's so important, to just, like now we were talking before we started, and you're going to this and you're going to be doing this, and yeah, new experiences are so important, because you never know what's going to come of those new experiences.
That's why I love traveling so much, because that's, even if it's also life, but it's your private life. And I love to go traveling in a new country. It's going to be Sweden this year, and I have never been there. Everybody says it's the country of wonderful nature and beautiful people and all that. So I will see, and I have no idea of the language of the meals they have, so we will see. I will just explore, and exploring is a big part.
And knowing what it is you want, because if you don't know what you want, you can't live your best life, because you don't actually know what it is you want. So knowing yourself is so important in order to live your best life.
Yeah, and also then take a decision, because this is always a big point for me, take the decision, because I always wanted like just relaxing beach and ocean, and I wanted to go to Greece, but also now Greece is a risk country again, even if I'm vaccinated. But I thought, okay, I've been there already, and perhaps I can find something in Sweden as well of that, like beaches there as well. It's a different kind of beach, but so we will see.
So if you are wanting to make changes and you're wanting to live your best life and you're feeling kind of stuck, we would love to talk to you.
Yeah, right. And really to let you feel how your best life feels. That is the point. This is so important. It's so much fun. And we create this with your values, with everything you want to create in nature, with perhaps a mission talk. What is your mission? What is your vision? And this is also like goosebump feeling when you feel this, what you want to create in your life and what is becoming in the future. Absolutely. So see you next Monday, and go with this inspiration into a wonderful week.
Have a good week. Bye.